All right. Took a little extra work to get started. Hi, everybody. Robschild. No advice, and happy Mother's Day. Hi, Mom. Happy Mother's Day to you. Hope you had a wonderful day. And to my viewers, make sure to celebrate Mother's Day by calling your mom and telling her that you're thankful for your existence, because you don't exist without Mom. So I was really excited about doing a live stream for today because Trump is in Geneva with various countries, mostly notably China, supposedly making a deal. And we have some breaking news right now. We may even have some more breaking news while, during this show. Future is surging. Okay, so maybe if anybody wants to send me any link of any more updates with the trade deal, all I have found so far, I will share this screen. Is this all set? Yes. All right. So this is the latest news that I have. Trump officials say that trade deal reached with China, but details remain unclear. Now, I had someone give an interesting perspective on it that, sort of the Liberation Day, the initial announcement was a sell the news type of an event, and he was wondering if this would be a sell the news type of event. According to the comments, I haven't even looked at futures yet myself. According to the comments, it sounds like markets are going up for the moment. So let's take a look. Let's go through the charts together. Live on Robschild. I was looking at Bitcoin all day, periodically through the day. I don't just stare at Bitcoin all day. And yeah, it popped around the time I think they announced that they had come out with a deal. Let's see, I want to check bond futures down a little bit. So if stocks are up, then yeah, like I keep saying, week after week at this point, we are now in an uncorrelated state with Treasury bonds. While stocks go up, which I assume they're up, yeah, we got a little bit of a gap up. So while stocks are up and bonds are down, it means we're in an uncorrelated state. And so if we do get that extra leg to the downside in stocks, that's when bonds will rise a lot. I've been looking at the price of TLT, expecting it to get down to, actually we can take a look at that straight from here, to this range down here, 85, 70, below $86. I noted a while ago there's a gap fill here, and this has acted as support so far. We still haven't gotten into this zone to really fight it out yet. I'm still seeing that, and with the futures coming out like we just saw with the bonds being down, I'm thinking we may actually get to this area, which is when I will be backing up the truck and I'll be buying TMF primarily at this point. So yeah, stocks are up right now. I'm kind of curious. What can we really expect from here? Can we expect this to be a large green day where stocks just keep ripping up to the upside? The tariffs aren't less than 10%. Is 10% global tariffs still something that the world can swallow? And not only that, we don't have the deals, we don't have the details to this China deal yet. But yeah, Mr. Market, I think he's probably getting ahead of himself. If I were to guess, without bias, without the fact that I benefit if the market goes down, I try to not have bias. But if I were to guess, I'd guess that the details are going to be a lot less exciting than this news breaking. But we'll see. about that. I always like to check Hang Seng. So the Hang Seng, is that for today's candle? No, this isn't updated yet. This isn't open yet, I guess. And then I always like to check out silver, not moving a muscle. How about the dollar index? Not moving a muscle. That's interesting. You know, with stocks popping up, it's typical for the dollar to be going down a little bit when stocks are ticking up. But yeah, I mean, a deal between China and US means more peace. So less fear of everything American, including American stocks and the dollar, is how I might interpret that. It's all a little bit of tea leaves, but you know, you gotta come up with some kind of story. And copper going slightly to the upside, 1%. You know, this is not a ginormous move. Dr. Copper with a PhD in economics is not super excited here quite yet, is what I'll say. And then gold. Let's check gold. What is gold doing? I'm guessing cooling off. Yeah, obviously cooling off. So this is risk on. This is, you know, it's safe to invest in risk assets in the United States, says Mr. Market right now. You know, never mind all of the facts that I have on my website. In the description of most of my videos, you click that, it explains everything that I see going on from a macro view. I see bubble inside of bubble to the point where Fartcoin, which I'll bring up now, this is a real crypto that people pay real money for. The entire market cap of this is almost $1.3 billion. All of the Fartcoin in the world is currently worth $1.3 billion. This is the equivalent of 25,000 pounds of gold. And this is while gold has never been more expensive compared to copper, compared to housing, compared to real estate. I already said that. Compared to crude oil, copper, and home prices. It's never been more expensive. And so, you know, with Fartcoin on top of it, it's just bubble inside of bubble inside of bubble inside of bubble. This is just like the biggest bubble ever. On top of that, the housing market is in a bubble larger than the great financial crisis. Homes have never been more expensive compared to median incomes ever in the history of that chart. I don't know if I should bring it up, but it's like at 8 years or something of median income to purchase a home in the United States. So bubble inside a bubble inside a bubble inside of bubble, and Mr. Market goes up because of news that some kind of undefined deal between the US and China has been made. I mean, it is good news that a deal has been made and that, you know, we're not looking at, you know, 300% tariffs coming from China anymore. Now it's only going to be 80%, something like that. Probably, it's my best guess. Lots of leverage in Fartcoin, by the way. I'm reading the comments here. On my crystal ball, I don't mind on the live stream to say my crystal ball, it's not even real crystal. There's no lead in it. It's actually just glass. So sorry, I've been pulling your guys' chain with that this whole time. It's pretty huge, a China deal. Pharmaceutical prices. Oh, so yeah, so my video on Friday probably aged pretty well. We might get a pretty good bid on XLV. Let me the screen now. I'll be really curious if that's what's going on. Let's see if I can find any more Trump tariff news. Yeah, even if they agree. Yeah, I mean, but you can't underestimate Mr. Market. You know, the truth of the matter is that as long as people have some cash in their accounts, as long as as long as people have income, you know, think about it, money coming in. When people feel safe to be buying stocks, the prices can go higher. That's why you always say that, and have to understand that Mr. Market is a voting machine, not a weighing machine, and that's what causes bubbles, and that's what can make, even if we're in the biggest bubble of all time, it can still get bigger. And we don't know how big it can get, but what we do know is that when the bigger a bubble is, the greater the pop is, the greater the downside. One of the worst in all history was actually the Japanese stock market bubble. That was one of the worst of all time. And then 1929, I mean, makes 1929 honestly look like child's play when you see how much valuation was lost in that. But we're in a position where, yeah, I mean, for the past 25 years, ever since the dot-com bubble burst, our civilization has been trained to believe that the Federal Reserve will save the banks. They'll save everybody. There's no chance of any bad thing ever possibly happening ever again. And I think that's what's really made this bubble, inside of bubble happen. I mean, there's two ways this resolves. Either people's incomes need to go through the roof, the price of copper needs to go up, the price of houses needs to stay about the same. The Yeah, and the price of stocks needs to stabilize a little bit with gold and stuff. I mean, that's one way out of this is extreme inflation, along with risk assets not continuing to just go up and up and up. That's one way that can resolve. The other way that it can resolve, that I think would make more sense, would be for risk assets to lose their luster, to lose their value, especially considering PE ratios being so overextended. It's just like, you know, getting back just to a normal Shiller Cape ratio requires us to drop by at least 30%, at the very least 30%. And it would not be abnormal to drop by over 60%. And like I've been saying on the show, the worst possible scenario, I think, would be 85% based on historical valuations of stocks versus other things. But anyway, yeah, I know. Yeah, empty money supply, yields rising due to debt. The one case that proves that that's not always the case is Japan. Since the big collapse, you know, 0% rates. It eliminates the interest payments that the government has to make, the tax burden on that. It's what Powell wants. It's what Trump wants, and I think, you know, when they say don't fight the Fed, I think that's what the Fed wants. I don't think the Fed wants runaway inflation or yields to get out of control to the upside. That's also a bad thing. A slow deflation of risk assets would be ideal, I think, in the current situation that we're in. So, is there any other news on Trump, the Trump tariff thing? I don't see anything. Gotta use past hour Google News. Yeah, there's no details. So we might get details tonight. We might get details tomorrow morning. It will definitely be by the end of tomorrow, we'll definitely have details released, because that what they'll do is China and the United States will agree to release the information at the same time. It's not going to just be a one-sided thing. In my opinion, I'm guessing that's how it's going to work. We might find something out by the morning, definitely by the end of the day tomorrow. Time in Geneva is about 6 hours ahead of Eastern time, so yeah, by tomorrow morning we should be getting those details, and then that could really change what we see going on in all of these futures charts. So we'll see how it goes. All right. So that's all I'm going to do for today's live stream. There's not really anything else to talk about other than Happy Mother's Day. Hi, Mom. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. And hope you all have a good Mother's Day. And I will definitely be doing a show tomorrow. Unfortunately, this week could get really exciting, and I might not be able to do a show every day. I might have to skip a day or two. I will do my best to get all the shows in. I will be doing a show tomorrow, though. So that's all. Remember, no advice. Everything on this video, all of my videos, your investment decisions are your own choice. I'm only here to entertain you with my dragon, my crystal ball, my treasure chest, my funny glasses, and of course, that's all from me today, and we'll see you tomorrow. Robschild.